Good. Pardon me. I like to initiate conversations by sniffing loudly, just to kind of signpost my crippling addiction to cocaine and clue people in as to what to expect. Good morning, grubs and scrubs, Luke Grathers and Cal Stabbers. Let's. So I was gonna behave myself. I was gonna say no more Diablo tonight. I'll go read a book. Perhaps I'll watch a movie, improve my mind, expose myself to some culture. But no. Terrazone, Lost City. I ain't missing that. Mercenary, if anyone's interested. Nothing you ain't seen before. Sorcerers, if anyone's interested. Nothing you ain't seen before. I did recently respec this sorceress, who, man, I missed not having my Valk. Yeah, this used to be a Frozen Orb sorceress, and I still think Frozen Orb is better for killing Mephisto, but I cannot deny how good Blizzard is down here. Go away, leave me alone. Be gone. Look at her, she just goes through them. Oh, we're actually on like place 3 because, you know, as much as I love to like brag about how good the slow setup is on the Zon, she's still a little baby compared to a Sork. The Sorks are just so broken. Like, when they're in their element, you know. Like, when I'm down here, nothing is immune to cold. And, you know, you just go through this place like a hot knife through butter. It's very, very comfy to put it up to a high players count. And I don't know why I didn't just save an exit there. Because I am somewhat foolish. I also cleaned out my stash, and I put the unidentified jewelry in the kind of like collective stash so I can like keep tabs on how much I got. So only 3 amulets, 2 rings, and a couple of jewels, which are obviously rainbow facets, but the variable percentage. Did I say 2 rings? Well, 3 ammies, 1 ring, 3 rainbow facets to check out one of these. But I'm gonna get so much more than that before I actually identify anything. If anyone's curious about the build, it's a Blizzard Soul. Like, you know what a Blizzard Soul looks like? It looks like this. Although realistically, I don't think most people get enchant. I get enchant because this guy may not always have an obedience. And enchant is just like a big chunk of extra attack rating you can chuck on your Merc for like 3 skill points. Why this zombie no die? Rare ring. Lovely. Mana potion. Healing potion. Thank you. Healing potion. Thank you. Another mana potion. What a kind. Ugh, don't run at me that fast. Yeah, what a kind group of zombies. You ever say like CC is the best thing in the game? You know, this is part of why the Blizzard Sock is so good, because you have this like super comfy CC, as well as this like consistent damage, just going in, bada bing, bada boom. And I think it shows just how much stronger the Blizzard Sock is down here in that, like, I have to like static the boss packs down when I'm using my Frozen Orb. But this is what I don't like about Blizzard. The damage ticks are not the most reliable thing in the world. Like, if you just need to kind of point at something specifically and send it, like, this is one thing, right? One guy, and you just need to send him to the Shadow Realm. Blizzard really ain't your spell. But for down here, you just want to kill hordes of, you know, players 8 not cold immunes. And do it very safely. That was weird. There's some kind of visual bug there. Yeah, these guys are normally super tanky. But now they just get chunked. Hold on a second. And we are back. I kind of don't like going too far down the ancient tunnels because there's just a lot of like random ads. And like this is not what you want to be fighting. Yeah, like you kind of want minions on nothing, so I just turn that corner and then reset, and hopefully there's a decent chunk of minions there. And this map's been okay to me in that sense. I did have a better map previously, but you know, a better map that I just don't have access to anymore doesn't help me.
Greetings.
And I have a lot of good maps currently, so I don't want to try to re-roll it. This isn't bad. Like, this is better than a freaking scuffed Nagel. Yeah. I mean, it would be better on a melee character still, better still, but, you know, I'll take a couple of resistances. We'll just chuck this in here. I probably should have grabbed mana pots when I was at this guy. Welcome to my shop. And yeah, I don't know why I don't have two rows of mana pots. Because I am a fool. Fool, do you hear me? But yes. Yeah, there's like some weird bug when I teleport there. I don't know if you see it. Like the screen goes kind of staticky. Woo! Big drop. Pog drop. Does anyone use tankards? Like in the same way that people sometimes will use like Saigons or something to just like... Like that's not terrible damage for normal. I think it does get some like other mods and damage buffs and stuff. It's so crazy to me to see like rares and even uniques just like come flying out of chests. Because I used to play a lot back on Battle.net, and you know, we couldn't just choose to have it on players 8 to like go pop super chests. There's no reason for me to come down here. I can't see any minions. Oh no, there we go. And look at them. Oh, can you just holding the line there? Hold the line. Mark isn't always on time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, okay, boss back. Nice. Although that might aura could be like in Narnia, because this is hell. Yes, it's not here. I don't know where. Oh, it's like, come on, guys. The aura radius is just too big on freaking hell. Not like I don't even care about it in the sense of like, oh, it's too dangerous. It can be. It can be way too freaking dangerous. But what gets to me is just the fact that, like, you know, that to me is like a visual cue that indicates there is a unique pack around. Whereas in Hell, it's a visual cue that indicates that there is a unique pack somewhere. I don't know. Maybe. You know, they could be like over there. They could be in another country. You know, maybe they're actually in Diablo 3. You know, and the aura still reaches here. But it's one of those funny things, isn't it? It's like aura is supposed to. So, if you're facing an aura enchanted unique, and his aura has a sane radius, so like, you know, it's gonna encompass the unique pack, and it may be a few guys around, right? But not like half the freaking tile set. Then it's kind of this interesting puzzle, because here is this guy who just by existing makes his entire sort of entourage. Why? Auto aim in this game is just balked out the ass in Resurrected. I don't know what's wrong with it, and I think it's just because of the way they had to make it like controller friendly. Like, it just not feel as good to play this game on mouse and keyboard as it did to play OG LOD. But in every other sense, almost every other sense, this is definitely the superior iteration, so while it annoys me, I can live with it. Terrible. I'll take a shale room. But yeah, like trying to fire a spell into a group of enemies that isn't bound to right click is like, you're gonna bounce around everywhere. Like, you need to be super precise in like clicking on the monsters, and even then you can very clearly click on the sprite and the game thinks you're clicking on the floor. And I do not remember this game being like that.
Good day.
And I did play a decent amount. Let's say enough for it to have been unhealthy. Like, I think my first all-nighter was while grinding Diablo 2, like my first gaming all-nighter, and then my first, like, 48-hour gaming session of, like... Oh, hold on a minute. 2 days ago. And I kind of missed it.
Impossible.
So that's a Geeds. Is it better than mine? It's not a bad Geeds. I don't know if I want to go through the faff. It'll still be there when I get back, so we'll make a decision then. I do want to find some elite packs and make the most of this EXP shrine, but the game's kind of given me a bit of an unenviable choice here. It's like either stash the Geeds or benefit from the EXP farm. I'll go stash the Geeds.
Good day.
Oh, that's right. I have to stash my Geeds, grab that Geeds, and then swap them back around, but I'm probably not going to. We're just going to pick that one up. Wait, why are you not letting me pick that up?
Impossible.
Oh, because... Wait, what? This is... somewhat strange. Do I have to, like, put it in another stash or something? I thought it was as long as you weren't holding it. Yeah, because I've definitely picked up Geeds before. Oh, we still got this EXP shrine, which is nice. Though, it don't mean much if we're just fighting garbage like that. Oh, look at that. I love how it gives me a shrine when this place is like basically empty. If that's a 4-socket Monarch, I'm gonna pick it up. Okay. That is the dollars, I think, which is not a good bow. Give grabby hands, as the young folks say. Oh yeah, that's the hilarious thing. With my Zon, if I really wanted to just be like stupid safe, the option is always there to just go Holy Freeze Merc and just stack even more slow, so that like the Merc and the Valk actually pretty much can't die. But ow, 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 ow. Yay, minions! The crit poison, it's so bad. But at least I got a minion pack with this. Ooh, Rare Colossus Sword. That's a cool try. Why did I teleport in there? Oh, we've got another. Okay, we're gonna have to go back just because, like, look at this poison. When I tell you that poison is balked out the ass in hell.
There's no trouble a mug can't cure.
It is an honor to serve.
Like, I don't know. Poison damage is so overtuned, but also kind of, I don't know. Like, if poison did a lot of damage in a short amount of time, I would actually like it more. If poison could, like, genuinely be something that got you killed, rather than just being something that, like, forces you to stop playing the game and go back to town. Like, obviously dying is not fun. Oh, that's cool. Headhunter's Glory. What a terrible item. Like, that's an elite item? The only thing it has going for it is a couple of fucking sockets? What absolute garbage. I mean, it has... God, it could at least have count be frozen. Some of the elites in this game are just... Like, it genuinely beggars belief who designed them. But it feels like items in this game, like, it was very much just like pick it out of the hat, you know? Like, oh, Daryl from accounting wants to create a unique item. Oh, okay, what does Daryl want?
Greetings.
Oh, Daryl wants a, like, meme sword that gives you, like, plus 20 to a skill nobody uses. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, Daryl thinks an elite unique sword should just have, like, 50 res. And then they get a couple of sockets, like, yeah, you fix it, you make something of it, I don't care. I'm pretty sure that thing can also have 3 sockets, and I really am deeply opposed to variable rolls on plus to skills or sockets. Like, it's fine on the white items that can just randomly roll with plus to skills. That's 100% fine. Although I think, honestly, even that should kind of be based on character level a little bit more. But, whatever. Maybe that makes it a bit too easy to, like,
Welcome to my shop.
grind really good plus 3s from weapon racks or something if you're really willing to, like, manipulate them. So, fair enough. I can understand why that, shouldn't be the case. But, like, just, it's totally okay to just say, like, instead of, like, well, you can get this item, and then if you get it, like, when you identify it, like, it's just going to make you feel bad because it's missing a stat that gives it so much potential power that it just doesn't, like, it doesn't even feel like it's worth slotting. Like, it's not even going to make you happy to put it on and use it because it's just like, oh, you could have gotten one that, is literally twice as good on one of its flagship stats or 3 times as good or something. Like, there's an elite axe that can spawn with, like, 5 sockets, which, like, I don't like that either. Like, I actually don't think that, like, I think that is a really lazy way to give items value. Because A, it's forcing the player to spend resources to make the item good, and the kind of resources that you would have to actually spend to, like, really, really push up the power level on some of these items, like, at that point it just becomes not worth it anymore. Like that axe with 5 sockets, so you could put 4 ruby jewels of fervor in it. Completely insane waste of those jewels, even though it would be like an absolute like head cracker with them. It's just like it would take longer to farm that many ruby jewels than it would to just, you know, farm the high runes needed for a weapon that honestly just is better, even in spite of like all of that, you know, god level socketing. So like right from the off, I don't like socketing. I don't think, as I say, I think socketing is something that the devs do. Like, in some cases, it's like Crown of Ages, where it's just like, Crown of Ages would probably be the best helmet in the game, even if it had no sockets. And it was very clear they were just trying to make this item that was, like, obscenely rare and hugely overpowered. That's fine.
There's nothing the right portion can't cure.
What I don't like and I don't want to see is stuff like that, where it's like, you know, like, yeah, okay, maybe if you're willing to sacrifice, like, 2 really high runes, it could be good. Like, the most accessible thing you could socket in that is, like, a couple of diamonds, and then it's just, like, a crappy crappy ward that has, like, really high defense, which nobody gives a damn about. Like, it didn't even have block mods, did it? Anyway, just a really bad item, and as I say, I just think symptomatic of how, honestly, quite a lot of choices in this game just... How to explain it? Like, it really does seem like the B team were responsible for like a lot of stuff that they did for this game kind of going on. Like, up to the release of like LOD and like 108, there was some like bad items. Oh, what the heck is that? That's pretty cool. That's a lot of freaking damage. But what's the point of it? Like, I don't think a throw barb's gonna want that. It's too slow. I don't know if this is true. I think it used to be true. The javelins, you used to be able to use a javelin like as a melee weapon, even as a barbarian, and it would benefit from spear mastery. You also used to be able to put javelins on desert mercs. I don't know if that can still be done. Okay, it can. That's cool. Look at that. That's cool. But obviously, it's a one-handed weapon, so you're just robbing them of a lot of power by doing that.
I'll put that to good use.
But if that is, I don't know, if that, I kind of have always wanted to do like a spear and shield barbarian who like uses javelins and melee. So that could be fun, if it is still the case. But this thing, oh, what a piece of crap. Yeah, it doesn't even have block mods, and it has a low. So who wants this shield? Like, you'd want him to like.
Good day.
Like, clearly none of the casters want it. It wants 106 fucking strength. And it literally just does nothing that a caster needs or wants. Like, Paladin, you know, Paladins can get a better shield by just, like, making a rhyme in like a non-magical Paladin shield that just has some resist all. So you get a rhyme with like 50 resist all, cannot be frozen, MF, block stats is objectively better than that piece of garbage. Ooh, my suicide, my suicide orb procced. I don't want to go around that corner
Thanks.
until I've eaten a healing potion. Don't be that quick. It's unnerving. You bother me. I get upset and emotional when things move quickly. It took me way too long to clear that for some reason. Probably because I didn't actually use any, you know, what they're called, the things. The zappy zappy, shooty shooty, cold thingy.
Thanks.
I can't carry anymore.
These guys can't use the spears, which is stupid, because rogues can use the bows. So, I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. But that was a cool find, that ghost glaive, even if it's bad. Ethereal 4-socket man catcher, please.
I can't carry
Or
anymore.
ethereal 3-socket man catcher, please. Or ethereal 5-socket man catcher, please. What can I actually do with a 4-socket man catcher? I really don't know. Oh well, it's fine. I'm certain I've seen them before. Ah, this would be that cold skiller that I ordered earlier. Oh, come on, game. You can't do that to me. Like, you can't make it look like I'm... I mean, see, the funny thing is, like, you love it, but you hate it, because that's the second lightning skiller that I've got, and I don't like lightning sorceresses. Like, I don't... So my thing is, like, look, lightning sorceress is great, and I would love to have a lightning sorc with, like, you know, properly, like, whoosh, endgame stuff, like Griffin's Eye, and all of that, the complete schmozzle, but
Greetings.
I don't have the complete schmozzle. And it genuinely could be like months before I can farm the complete schmozzle. And then you kind of still need a low resist wand to deal with the immunities. Or, you know, a bunch of facets with decent rolls. And these guys are a bunch of, like, rowdy jerks. And they just need to settle down. Simmer down, lads. Cool your demonic tits. How do you not get hit? Would you like to get blizzarded, please? Go. Be gone. On your bike. On your zombie bike. I should pop these. Like, you can literally get, like, high runes from this sort of stuff. But I feel like wasting time here when it's a terror zone is probably not the best play. Okay, that looked a little bit exciting at first because the Fools mod is really strong, but without some ED, it's just not good enough on its own. See how little I care when I get frozen as a sorceress? It just doesn't mean anything. And it feels so gross and unfair that the game is like that. Like, people would still play the Sorceress, even if, like, you know, a million things that just don't bother her did bother her. Just because teleport is so godly in terms of just, like, if only because the Sorceress is the fastest at getting to Mephisto, you know, short of having a Enigma. If only for that reason, everyone would still have a Sorceress. And, you know, it's not just that she's the fastest getting to Mephisto, she's the fastest getting to Andario, she's the fastest getting to, you know, like a really good, like, high-level Sorceress can even farm, like, Chaos Sanctuary if you have all, like, the really good, you know, if you have the right setup for it. But that's more about, like, so the way you do it is, like, you blitz teleport straight down the River Flame, you teleport just straight up, like, one side of the Sanctuary, you know, pop the seal with TK, like, kind of snipe the seal boss, and then immediately teleport to the next seal, do that 3 times, kill the 3 seal bosses, it nukes everything in the Chaos Sanctuary, then you fight Diablo. That's, like, but realistically, like, my Sorceress ain't gonna do that. Like, for one, I'd probably need to respec her, because cold immunes do be in the Sanctuary. they do be buffed in there. And obviously fire isn't going to do the trick. And, you know, what did we just say about lightning sorcerers? The thing is, like, a Hamadin with an Enigma is just going to be better at farming the Chaos Sanctuary, because they're tankier, they have block, and pretty much nothing in there can tolerate having a bunch of magical hammers wonged into its head. Very little in the game can tolerate that. Like, the Sorceress is so good because of teleport. Like, if you take teleport away from the Sorceress, she kind of is poopy. Like, she still has really good damage, but it's situational. It's like, my damage is, like, so good here, because nothing is immune to cold here. But, you know, this sort of thing is, like, I don't have to go anywhere. Like I can level up to level 99 in here, as fast as I can anywhere, aside from Terror Zones. I can find pretty much everything in the game here. Like, Wind Force can drop here, Crown of Ages can drop here, you know, Tyrell's Might can drop here, I'm pretty sure. So, realistically, my Sorceress never needs to leave this place. And if for some reason... How are you not being hit by Blizzard? You are not immune to cold. This is something that bugs me about Blizzard. It's not very reliable. But, you know, when you've got a dense area, it's fine. It kills faster than Frozen Orb. That's kind of where Frozen Orb starts to get stinky, is like when you have really, really, really packed in enemy, because then they kind of body block the shards. Alright, that's cool. I didn't actually want to be there though, so we'll just reset to get rid of that curse, get rid of that poison, check out that rare ring. I'm pretty chuffed. I got a cool drop. I don't think that Ghost Glaive can drop off like Mephisto. And I'm always happy with a drop in one of these areas that, you know, it's not just like, oh, it's a Mephisto drop. But since I don't know all the items, man, it's...
Hello.
Hello. It's a stinky feeling when you get something like that. Poop shield. Like, I thought this had MF or something. Which is the elite shield that has MF? Like, why can this not have MF? Give it some MF. Like, it's amazing how much you can, like, transform a trash item into an amazing item by just giving it a little bit of MF. Like, you could give that 15 MF, and now it's, like, peak MF shield. If you can, do Vex runes give MF in a shield? I think they do. If you can farm a couple of Vex runes for it. And it's like, just to put it in perspective how bad that shield is, if you put 2 burr runes, I think it is the rune that gives you physical damage reduction, but it's like 8% per rune. And I'm sure that stupid thing can have 3 sockets, because for some reason whoever was designing items beyond like patch 108 had a hard-on for like variable sockets and uniques. And I've talked about that, and how I think it's just a really silly idea. And like, you don't want to take something that like should make, what is this, like, triple unique drop out of the chest? That's so crazy. Twitch throw, great armor, but don't need
I
it.
can't carry anymore.
This is the Lance of Samya guy, which I think might be my actual nemesis in terms of like most hated item to drop, because it's constantly dropping. And this is a Bariza with a really bad ED roll, but oh my god, look at the damage on that thing, even with a bad ED roll. Like, that goes up to about 200%, and then 220, like, I'm sorry guys, Windforce what? Like, this thing has 80 IAS. This is such a comedy. This is such a comical freaking amount. 35 to dexterity, which is more attack rating, more damage. A fat chunk of cold damage, and, you know, cold is kind of the only elemental damage you want. Sad that all 3 of those go back on the floor, but what a freaking cool chest that was. I'm gonna go back to that. But yeah, man, like, and the fact that you can upgrade the Bariza to an elite base, and then it's just like the best freaking cannon in the game. And it has 100% pierce.
There's nothing the right portion can't cure.
Okay, I'm to mash up.
Good day.
Like, people will say that, like, Razortail is an absolute best in slot, must include in any Boazon build. Because, so like, every time one of my arrows pierces, it has the potential to just effectively double the damage it's doing. So pierce is kind of like some version of like Deadly Strike, where it's just like, oh, okay, so I just have a percentage chance of like flat doubling my damage. But not just that, because you're also doubling like the amount of stuff that can proc. You're doubling the amount of, well, mainly the amount of stuff that can proc. You know. But if you have slow, you know, you're doubling the amount of CC you put out, which is, again, that's doubling the amount of stuff that can proc. But even that's a very strong benefit. But as I say, it's also effectively doubling your damage for every second enemy it hits. And this is like, if anyone was watching me play the Boazon, you probably remember quite a few occasions when I would be like, oh, I need to get an angle here, and then suddenly you get the angle and stuff actually starts like dying pretty quickly. Because when you have a good angle for Pierce, why is he losing to just like 2 zombies? Yeah, when you have a good angle. Pierce can be incredibly strong because it's not just doubling your damage anymore. It could be like quadrupling the damage of that arrow. The total damage output, obviously, is not the damage on any target, but healing, please. Judy, thank you. Oh, nice. Another EXP shrine. It feels so cool to like just suddenly be seeing all this gold, and I think that's just the MF difference between the sorceress and the Zon. Like, I'm not even really stacking all the MF I can. Like, I've got a caster belt. I mean, I guess I got a decent amount, but I don't have an MF amulet. Rude. I'm trying to show my gear to people. Why do you have to be like this? I suppose I could be using the Blade of Alibaba, even, to be honest, because I don't think the damage is really going to make that much difference. And I do have a gull, but like this is now just like because I put a couple of like janky little MF jewels in it. It's like it just inches out the gull. I can't remember where the gull dropped, but it was such an exciting drop because like you just don't freaking see gull daggers. Drop wise, I mean. It's currently on my barbarian as a swap, like a find item swap. I kind of wish I had 2 of them for him. This place is just empty because I have an experience shrine. I hate it here. My life has just descended into utter farce. The whole thing is just a tragedy now. This is why I can never be allowed to have nice things. Wait, where did my EXP shrine go? Did it really wear off that fast? That was weird. Ah, that's interesting.
I am overburdened.
I kinda wish it was ethereal, but it's a Colossus sword, not a Colossus blade. Colossus sword is, at least from the research I have done in the past, back when I used to play this game more, and, you know, cared enough about playing melee characters with like serious builds to like look up IAS breakpoints and blah 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 blah. Colossus sword, pretty underwhelming. Colossus blade, decent, but honestly most of the two-handers kinda eh. But that's because they're balanced around the fact that the barbarian can use them in one hand and get extra range. But then also, weirdly enough, the berserker axe also can be used in one hand and gets extra range and is better than all of them.
Greetings.
Because the depths in this game, I don't know, it genuinely seems like swords just have a cool tax on them. where it's like the good swords are like horribly difficult to find, and they're just like extremely demanding when it comes to like dex and strength, and then just like not even particularly great. Like, try to imagine, like obviously druids don't have good like IAS breakpoints with two-handed swords, as far as I know. Maybe there is some two-handed. There's usually at least one weapon from most classes that'll be decent for you. But generally speaking, it does seem like the devs did not want druids using two-handed swords. That like they pushed them more towards like mauls, clubs, certain axes. And certain polearms. Oh, this guy's just immune to everything. Okay, he's just a huge dick. That's fine. This is Sanders? Mercenary, can you attack this guy? Yeah. A terrible, terrible one. Do exceptional and elite one bases do more damage or something? Like, could you maybe upgrade this and like use it as like a weapon? It's so terrible. Like, who came up with that idea of like, I don't know. There's way too much garbage for necromancers in this game. Like, oh, here's the scythe for the melee necromancer and the crossbow for the like. It's weird, and it's the devs clearly liked necros because a necro was like the canonical guy who killed Diablo and Baal, as far as I know, and like necros have some really really busted abilities, like Corpse Explosion, arguably the strongest ability in the game. Certainly the strongest damage ability in the game for everything apart from bosses. Decrepify. Like what I have to do on my Amazon, what I sacrifice 3 equipment slots for, one of which is my weapon. Okay, not 3, but let's say 2. What I sacrifice 2 equipment slots to get, the Necromancer gets for 1 skill point. For free. Except Decrepify is actually better than Slow, because Decrepify, it doesn't say this, but Decrepify is a baby version of Amplify damage. It's like half as effective. But in Hell, that means that Decrepify doubles your damage in Hell. Because you do at least half damage to everything in Hell. Everything in Hell has at least 50% physical resistance. So Decrepify just says no to that, while also slowing everything. So Decrepify reduces their damage output by half, and it doubles your damage output. So if you've ever wondered why, like, you get absolutely, like, just curb stomped by the minions of destruction when you have that nasty white stuff over your head, that's why. Because that nasty white stuff over your head halves your DPS and doubles theirs. Well, it doesn't quite double theirs, but if you don't have any physical resistances. But if you do, if you had a shaft stop or something, it just takes that shit away. And yeah, we'll do one more run. It's not Terra Zone anymore, but I'd like to get something else cool. and then maybe I'll take my Amazon to that terror zone in the Darkwood. Get out of here, you fucking zombie cunts. Any blizzard damage in here? Oh, no way. No, 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 no. Oh, I'm so glad I came back in here. This is like, this is a weapon that I really, really wanted to farm. Okay, be a good roll. It's not really a great roll, but this is still a freaking great weapon. Like, 50% deadly strike, 50% open wounds, minus target defense, 40 IAS. You can get away with not having huge ED at that point. What an absolute little beast of a weapon. Though, is a little bit sad because I think that can drop from Mephisto. But I can't be like, normally if it was like something that can drop from Mephisto and it drops here, I'd just kind of be like, I could have got that farming Mephisto, what's the point of going here? But that's something I genuinely wanted. That could probably go on a Zeal Paladin with an Atmos Scarab. And then at that point, the lower damage just really doesn't matter. That said, when I found the Lacerator is just better than this. Even as a Meliac, the Lacerator is just better. 33% chance to apply amp damage on the Lacerator is one of the best weapon mods in this game. Absolutely busted out the arse. But that's still a freaking cool little axe. And potentially a really good axe for... What's the strength requirement on it? Hold on. Ooh, it's a little bit steep. It is a smidgen steep. So... a Bladeskin, my understanding is that their damage scales off your base weapon damage. So you want a weapon that just has, a big number on it, but there's no point trying to use a two-hander. The game adjusts for that. But yeah, it's based partly on your weapon damage, and then it also benefits from any kind of like on-hit mods. So like Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike, Open Wounds. And then it also takes off-weapon ED into account, but not on-weapon ED. And I don't know if it takes off-weapon like min and max damage or on-weapon min and max damage. That's something I need to kind of look into. But basically, you want a really high damage weapon, like good high base damage, which is pretty much any elite base, because the base damage doesn't quite even out because there's still different attack speeds and blah 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 blah, but more or less evens out. So you basically want an elite weapon that's just kind of like a stat stick. So like the ideal would, I assume, I don't know if this actually carries over, but the ideal might be even to have an ethereal. So it's like your perfect weapon as a Bladeskin could be like even maybe an ethereal version of that axe that we just saw. Although there is a dagger. This isn't an elite. Oh, nice. Iron rune. Can't complain about that. Oh, and a small charm. Almost missed it. Whew. But yeah, there is the elite dagger, which I do have. I found it down here in the ancient tunnels, which has crushing blow, open wounds, deadly strike, and slows target. And you know, it's an elite base, so the base damage is pretty damn good. Like I feel like maybe that's best in slot for a Bladeskin because they use slow and they're so good with slow. I might hold on to that for my Amazon because she kind of needs resist charms more than she needs anything else. Also, I hope people appreciate that I cubed all my stuff up. You know, I made it neat. I made it pretty. Alright, let's... Boop, boop, boop. Cubing my stuff up. Do, 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 do. Going back to the ancient tunnels. Man, I'm so chuffed I got that axe. I have a funny feeling that an upgraded Butcher's Pupil is just like... No, it's not. It's actually not a better version of that axe, because Butcher's Pupil... The Butcher's Pupil base kind of stinks. And I don't know who it's for, but even with 30% IAS, it doesn't attack very fast on a Barbarian. And I don't think it works particularly well on a Paladin either. Like, it's completely carried by, like, the huge ED stat and the really good mods. Like, not that it has that huge an ED stat, but a good ED stat with good add damage stat and, like, really powerful mods. Open Wounds, Deadly Strike. But it only has, like, I don't know, 30% Deadly Strike, 20% Open Wounds or something, whereas that thing is 50-50. And I promise you that thing attacks faster. Because it's just a faster base, and it has a better ED. It has a better IAS stat. And there are some cases where, like, all that actually matters is your on-weapon IAS, like Whirlwind Barbarian, for example.
I can't carry anymore.
Just look at the stick, lady. Shame it doesn't have any, like, meaningful ED.
Carry anymore.
I know there's some good stuff you can make in 5-socket axes, but I hate decapitators. And maybe I'm just, like, wrong and bad at the game, and I don't understand what is good about them. About specifically the Decapitator, the Hellslayer. But I think that's a garbage item. I also think Meshersmith's Reaver is garbage. To be honest, if I had to finish the game with a two-handed axe, I would want to upgrade the Minotaur. The Exceptional Ancient Axe, because that has good affixes. It has a huge chunk of Crushing Blow. It's got a good slows target effect. And if it were upgraded to Elite, the damage is fine. It's not going to be like Hellslayer level, but then the Hellslayer is a piece of crap. Like, I axed my way through Nightmare as a Whirlwind Barbarian, mainly using Butcher's Pupil and the Minotaur. And And I continued, like, I played around with that setup, like, as I got into Hell, just to kind of see how it would do. And the Minotaur was fine on damage. I think it was being, like, hard carried by its crushing blow, but it was fine. And it wasn't the most unsafe thing to, like, whirlwind through a group with, because it, like, proc slow on everyone, so it really reduced the damage that they could do. I swear I heard a charm. Must have been that. But yeah, it did fine. And then I thought, you know, oh, I found a Hellslayer on Mephisto, why don't I try that? You know, big damage roll. Or big damage number, big max damage number, certainly. And so I was like, yeah, I'll try that guy out. And it was just bad. Like, you could whirlwind through a group and have to whirlwind through them like 4 times to actually kill them. And at that point, it's like, you know, maybe you had to whirlwind through them 5 times with the Minotaur. But the weird thing is, the Minotaur would actually kill really tough stuff, like champion packs, faster because of the big crushing blow. And then you would take less damage killing them with the Minotaur because of the attacks, because of the slow. Like, I can't imagine trying to play this game as like a whirlwind barbarian, assuming you don't have like a grief or something, right? Without some slows target, even if it was just Clegs. Because that's just instantly 25% less damage you take in melee.
Good day.
On everything that you tag. And when I say that, I mean if you're playing without a shield. Like, Whirlwind, oh my gosh, what is this ED roll on a freaking dagger? It's really bad affixes everywhere else, but like, that's such a cool ED roll. I'm kind of tempted to just like keep it. I mean, I have that elite dagger, which is just a better weapon, but it actually doesn't have as good an ED roll as that. It's crazy. Always nice to see a rare with a decent ED roll. I think I'll do this one more time. Yeah, alright. But yeah, like, whirlwinding with a shield can be fairly safe. And since Whirlwind doesn't really synergize with like big damage sticks anymore, in the sense that like on weapon IAS is extremely relevant now. Don't Nova me, bro. This is a happy little loot pile. I like it. Alright, this is a little druid hat. See, why not 2 sockets with like, I don't know, +3 to Whirlwind, or +3 to Fissure, or even +3 to Grizzly I would take, you know, like, and then make a lore in it. Ooh.
I
Hello.
am overburdened.
This is the cold skiller I ordered. Bing. Whack. Whack. Whack.
I can't carry anymore.
It's just gold. How do you not have space for it? Put it in your sock. That was a really, really good Terra Zone though.
Hello.
It was not the skiller I ordered. That could be so much worse.
I can't carry anymore.
I might actually hold on to that
Honor to serve you.
because attack rating. But yeah, like what a haul, and then the skiller as well. And a lot of these items are junk, but like doesn't matter. Oh yeah, I need to stash the monies. That's freaking cool. Wait, why did I do that? I wanted to... Alright, let's grab my... This is on, and we'll just run once through the Terra Zone. Because I didn't actually want to be here all night. I did just want to do the Lost City while that was Terra Zone, because if it's not Terra Zoned, the amount of EXP my sorceress gets from it is not that great. And areas like that, they can drop amazing things. They can literally drop the best things in the game, but they can also be very, very dry for a long time. So you need something to keep you coming back. Mercenary? Any pokers in here? Also, I made this really amazing hustle base that I was going to hustle in an ethereal base. I was going to give to the mercenary for my necro, my summon necro, because obviously he's going to want a mercenary with a hustle. But then I was like, why? This is just blocking everything. Like, she just had the luckiest string of freaking blocks there. Oh yeah, why do I not have a Valk? Wow, it's boss pack after boss pack. I like it. And this is still play as 7. Damn, she's just giving him the business. I like it. Okay, that's great. Pew, 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 pew. Damn, even on the non-minions, you can see the EXP bar going up. So, I got a thing in her Shaco, and I could put a gold wrap on her for like a little bit more. MF. I don't know if the attack speed will make any difference. Probably won't. Oh, that's cool. I just refreshed the EXP shrine. What a happy little EXP shrine. The game just wants me to have decapitators today. Alright, I'll make you a deal game. If it's ethereal, 4 socket. No. What am I going to do with an ethereal axe? I can't even give it to someone. Yeah, ignore me. Alright, let's grab that happy little EXP shrine. Make sure there's nothing lurking in this corner here, and... Yeah, like, what's my... 260 MF is not bad. So long. Thanks for all the arrows. Like, it amazes me that even on player 7, this bow just clears it. It just does the job. And I don't have all my slow on here. I don't have any, you know. I'm wearing Skulders and a Shaker, which are not worthless items, plus skill's always strong. It's more attack rating, it's more damage. It's a stronger Valk. It's more, you know, chances to dodge, more chances to crit strike, more passive AR, more chance to pierce, blah 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 blah. Like, plus skills are really good. But, you know, it's not like what I would call or consider like a combat armor. Like, I can't brag about this being a 60 damage bow anymore, but it still is only a 120 damage bow. That said, game let me use Strafe. So my chance to hit with Strafe is like 90%. Like, even in a Terror Zone where everything's 2 levels higher than you, I feel like I should go get the Might Aura. Poor old Alhazir, but maybe we can get an Emilio. Do you mind? Yeah, go stand in the corner. Go.
I can't carry anymore.
I hate these guys. That's a lot of lightning. I don't have my lightning absorb. I have a teensy bit from the Wisp projector. Mana? Mana? Yeah, you wouldn't drop any more, would you, freaking jerks? Pew pew. Super chest. No
I am
way.
overburdened.
Ain't no freaking way. Come on, game. I think it's a slightly better ED roll, so... And this is the Impaler, isn't it? What is with all these freaking uniques coming out of chests today? I swear this is not normal. But I can't exactly cry about it. Alright. Let us go grab an Emilio, if we can. Like, an Emilio would obviously be amazing. But I don't know. We'll see what Grays has in the old, like, flesh market.
Greetings.
Greetings. Alright. On the floor. And yeah, so I got this guy a Duriel Shell and a Worm Skull. Just because now I'm actually taking this little ladder into some, like, more, you know, cereal stuff. It's another Alhazir. Okay, let's replace Alhazir with Alhazir. He's been loyal. He's been good at, like, feeding people ants.
I'll put that to good use.
But yeah, he's gonna be so much happier with that. And to be honest, the hustle on the Necro it's a stat stick. It's there to make the monsters that you summon faster and deadlier. The Merc doesn't really need to do damage with it. So, like, obviously an Ethereal is great, but like, she actually wants her Merc doing damage there on the front line. And also, I was gonna say she can also, like, buff his damage with amp damage procs, but obviously Necro can freaking do amp damage procs as well. Much more consistently. But he is just thugging it out now. Look how fast he attacks. It's so crazy. Mana, 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 mana. Alright. You're a bunch of jerks, and I don't care about you. I mean, my damage definitely goes up. I don't know about my... I'll have to actually look at the attack rating. Oh, it goes down quite a bit, but it's... From what I can see, it's about a 5% drop. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to really see any difference, like, no matter which I use. Blessed Aim is ultimately probably the safer choice, though, because Blessed Aim means I tag things more consistently, which means they get slowed more consistently. But, okay, now we're actually down here. Yeah, it seems like it's around 80% chance for strafe, which is like, it was about an 85%. I need to get like a good mob. You know, just not all these like little straggler groups. So I can really kind of see if I can gauge any difference. Though also worth considering that Might and Might will also buff his damage and the Valk's damage. But Blessed Aim means they hit more. I don't know. It kind of feels like a wash to me. Oh, wait. When amp damage goes on, it ain't no wash. So this is why I kind of wanted to see it on some like tighter groups to see like when we get like a really good group amp damage down. Yeah, maybe this is faster. There's a big old loot pile. So hitting less can make the curse proc less, which ultimately means a pretty significant downgrade in damage. But the difference just doesn't seem, it's like 5%. And I think I'm doing more than 5% more damage. I don't know, it's hard to say. I'd have to actually like really go look at it or even do the math, and I'm too lazy right now. It feels a little bit better maybe. God tier dual res? No? Man, this game hates me, just wants me to suffer. I probably shouldn't be going down here. I should just go to like floor 2 and then just re-roll it. One thing I will say is doing more damage means I leech more mana, which is pretty nice little quality of life buff. It also means I leech more life. Because I do have some life leech on the bow. I don't think I actually have any mana leech right now, but that's because I'm wearing the Nagel and the Wisp Projector for MF. But yeah, I think coming over here was a bit of a mistake. Or is this a boss pack? No? Oh my god, that nearly one-shotted me. I could have moved though. There's literally nothing stopping me from moving. Alright. Nope. Coming over here was not the play. We just haven't found many elites over here. And it's just like a big old walking simulator now to get back. And pretty much walking through an empty map. So I might as well just re-roll and go straight to the second floor this time. I can't believe I got that freaking tomahawk again. Man, this game. Like once it drops you something once, it's like now you have the game's permission to have it. Like me getting like no Shakos, and then, you know, now I'm like, who's that frickin' duck who like swims in money? I'm like that guy, but I swim in Shakos. Alright, let's try this. Oh, I hate losing belt slots. And if I upgrade this thing, it needs like 110 strength to wear, so that's not even like on the menu. Alright. Let's punt these jubies. We don't need 3 rows of jubies. Grab some more mana, because I don't have any leech now. And let's go see how we fare with the gold wrap. I don't think it's going to make that much difference. Either to the NF or to the time to kill. On like a really big, dense pack, you would notice it quite a lot. Yeah, maybe it's just not as good. Like I'm not seeing the arrows like really punch through. I'm so happy that I found a lacerator. And that tomahawk. Why am I going the wrong way? Alright, let's get the razor tail back on, because the gold wrap, it's not for us. I probably shouldn't have just stood there, but... Mano? I really wish the game would just auto-stack healing potions on top of juvies. Or mana potions, like whatever. Get out of here. Mercenary, where are you going? Ooh. Awesome double res MF, please. Hate it here. I even said please. You just go away. I mean, I guess I should be killing stuff up there as well, because it's all terror zoned. Yeah, we just move when we see lightning coming at us. How about that? Pew pew pew. 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 Natalia's. Alright, what do we got? That's a pretty decent roll as far as I know. I really wish that should just be. Why not just let that be magic damage reduced by 10? Like, why 3? Like 10 ain't gonna break the game. But like 3 on an item that you're going to be equipping at almost level 60. So like coming to the end of Nightmare, that's a troll stat. It should just be 10. Although, I mean, the Natalia set is very strong. Is that the elite base? Yeah, freaking 232 strength required. Ah, that's interesting. Elite base. I do love that clubs can just have like druid skills on them. But I also think So like, a big part of why it's like druids have some of the strongest items in the game. If you're just looking at like, wow, that's a quality stat. That's a quality stat. Oh, game. Why do you do me like this? Like, that could have been Reaper's Toll and Crown of Ages. Oh wait, no, this is... That's a load of bollocks, but the Thresh is interesting.
Impossible.
If only it actually had, like, an ED stat. If that had an ED stat, that would be a beast of a weapon. Like, even with the crappy plus 25 attack rating, fire damage, I mean, 25 on weapon attack rating is not nothing, but it's not, I mean, especially when you already have 1,435. But if that had, like, even 150 ED or something, it would be, like, a really nice weapon, especially with the huge minus requirements and the mana leech. But man, I can't believe they did me like that. It wasn't the crown that I thought it was. What is the elite crown? It's Corona, isn't it? You almost never see them. And you almost never see sacred armor as well. So it's like, you can see why those items are so rare. Same thing with things like Hydra Bow, Colossus Sword, Colossus Blade rather. Legendary Mallet. I can't believe this game gave me 2 ethereal unique legendary mallets in the same Mephisto farming session. Like, actually teasing me with the possibility of Schaefer's. And then I'm like, you know what? The legendary mallet is still a really cool item, so... You know, the Stone Crusher or whatever it's called. I'm like, I would be totally chill with a Stone Crusher, but then it's just like, it's ethereal. And it's not like there's a mercenary you can give it to or anything. And then I went through this whole character arc of like, you know what? I will farm Zakaru for my hammer. I don't care how long it takes. I'm gonna use this goddamn hammer. I'm going to lower Kurast right fucking now. Like, you know, that was the character arc I went through. And then I was like, hold on a minute. Is this thing even any good? And I was like, okay, what's like just the easiest rune word I can get? Like, you know, what's like a feasible like good rune word that I could put in an ethereal base? And I immediately found a rune word that, like, you know, like it required a high rune, but just a high rune, you know, nothing crazy. Not like a Cham or something. And yeah, it was just flatly better than the Zodded legendary mallet could ever be. Like, just utterly better. And I just cried about the power creep and got really sad and threw my legendary mallet on the floor. And then, like, 20 minutes later, Mephisto dropped another one. And I was literally expecting it to be the same thing and be ethereal. Or maybe even be like in a... Schaefer's is indestructible in it, so it can't spawn ethereal. But, yeah. Man, just did me absolutely dirty. Cannot complain. Especially for that coming from a chest. That's so novel to me. Let's just go ahead and cube them. And then pop them back in the old belt. Grab a few mana pots, and I'll just do this one more time.
Greetings.
Like, this seems like a decent little Terra zone. Could be better, could be worse. That's it. I really haven't been looking at my EXP bar, but I know the EXP has been pretty nice here. Which is a big chunk of the lure of Terror Zones. Yeah, I just want that guy nice and far away, so if he pukes some frickin'... I heard a jewel. Yeah, if he pukes lightning at me, I have time to dodge. Terrible, bro. But, you know, things like charms and jewels and rares and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, you know what? It's a cruel legendary mallet of quickness. We're not even going to talk about that. But yeah, if the game doesn't drop any, like if the game doesn't drop bad charms, you never get good charms. If it doesn't drop bad jewels, you never get good jewels. So appreciate the drops when they happen. But it's so Moorish knowing that just like any kill, some amazing thing could drop. Off you go, on your falling bike, get out of here. This is a really bad position. That's better. Oh. Ah, look at that. And the Terror Zone is winding down anyway. Can live with that. Alright, I'll take some mana. Ooh, giant skull, that would be nice. And a jewel. Well, nice. What do we got here? Psh. Psh. Teasing me with crowns now. Oh, is this going to be another bone knife with like a really crazy ED roll? What was I saying about you don't see many Hydra bows? Alright. Not exactly. Alright, we'll portal back. I'll just refill my potions and scrolls and all that sort of stuff, so I don't forget to do it next time. The number of times I've like found myself in like a dungeon with like no TP scrolls and just sort of like standing around a bit like I guess I have to farm a TP scroll. Yeah, I'll take a pinch more lightning resist. Ooh, or I could take more damage and attack rating. It's kind of tempting. Because my lightning resist is so bulked, it's like one charm ain't fixing it. But it's so cool that you can actually build this like a proper glass cannon with the slow and not have to worry about just getting like overrun and deleted by all sorts of stuff. Anyway, I'm yawning my head off. I'm gonna head off. Take care, internet.